Imagine a land where every stone, every hill, and every fragment of soil tells a story marked by intense battles and eternal prophecies. Canaan, or as many know it today, Israel-Palestine, is more than a territory. It is the heart of mysteries and conflicts that transcend visible boundaries and resonate with what sacred texts call the eternal. Over centuries, countless nations have contended for it, and each event didn't just mark an era. It breathed life into biblical prophecies that many believe are still unfolding. And what if I told you that a hidden truth lies in these ancient conflicts? A truth that could reveal the future of the world and, perhaps, the destiny of all humanity. Many search for answers in biblical prophecies and wonder, why was Canaan chosen for these divine designs? Some believe this region bears a curse, while others see it as the stage for Armageddon, the final battle between forces beyond our understanding. This video isn't just a dive into the past. It's a journey through the mysteries of a land where human and divine realms intersect. Prepare to explore revelations that could change your perspective on Bible characters, the end times, and the real meaning of spiritual battles surrounding this sacred land. On any map, Canaan, the region known today as Israel-Palestine, displays more than geographic contours. This is where centuries of history, wars, and biblical promises pulsated. Imagine each rock and hill as silent witnesses of physical and spiritual battles, where biblical figures like Joshua rose to fulfill higher purposes. Canaan holds more than ancient history. It is the epicenter of some of the greatest battles in the Bible, where the Old Testament unveils a setting where heaven and earth intersect. To understand Canaan, one must know that its centrality is both political and spiritual. Amid the kingdoms of Israel and Judah, this territory wasn't just influential. It was the heart of prophecies and miracles. For those who study Bible characters, it's clear that Canaan represents more than just a piece of land. It reflects the internal and external battles faced by the chosen people. Anyone familiar with biblical prophecies knows that Canaan is the stage of an eternal war. Isn't it curious? Even today, Canaan's soil continues to echo this endless conflict. For some, this suggests that biblical prophecies are still unfolding, as Israel-Palestine seems unchangeable in its nature as contested territory. Just the mention of this area stirs deep and complex reactions, as if a divine call lies there, echoing millennia of struggles and promises. After all, could there be something more than just visible conflicts? When we talk about biblical prophecies, many reflect on the fate of Canaan and the apparent continuity of these conflicts. It's as if, by opening the pages of the Old and New Testaments, we find an echo of what we still see in the headlines. In ancient texts, biblical prophets foresaw a journey of tribulations for this land, suggesting that conflicts there might never find a purely human resolution, a vision that still leaves many pondering what is yet to come. Delving deeper into Bible studies, we realize that, for the ancients, Canaan was always seen as a strategic point, not just militarily but spiritually. With each battle, it seemed that a larger peace was at play. It's as though the struggles between Israel and surrounding nations were more than territorial disputes. They were clashes of values, beliefs, and destinies, which only divine intervention could resolve. For many, these biblical insights still resonate, suggesting that this region holds an eternal significance. Now, consider this impact. Knowing that the conflicts and events were prophesied and that, according to sacred texts, Canaan's story, and that of its people, may never find full peace until the fulfillment of these events. This invites reflection. Could Canaan be more than just a territory, a continuous lesson on the limits of human effort and the power of divine plans? The Canaanites, ancient inhabitants of Canaan, weren't merely neighbors. They symbolized, in the Bible stories, resistance to what was considered divine order. In numerous passages, these characters represented profound challenges to the people of Israel, as if every conflict with them also held spiritual dimensions. The Canaanites were seen as idolaters, living in stark contrast to the laws that guided the Old Testament, directly challenging the traditions and principles that defined the chosen people. These conflicts between Israel and the Canaanites went far beyond physical battles. They were struggles of faith and purpose. Those who explore Bible studies and Bible curiosities notice that each confrontation symbolized an attempt to align humanity with divine purpose. The battles mirrored Israel's internal struggle to remain faithful to their God in a world full of temptations and divergent paths. Many biblical leaders, like Gideon and Joshua, emerged within this backdrop, seeking to re-establish a pure connection with the Creator. The irony is that, even today, Many see contemporary conflicts as a reflection of those ancient battles. Some believe that what happens in Canaan is more than politics. It's a modern repetition of battles in the Bible, where forces seem to clash again. This raises an intriguing question. Could these battles also reflect a lesson for our inner conflicts, where our faith and values are tested daily? Biblical prophecies offer glimpses of a future where Canaan, this perpetually divided land, becomes a place of peace and divine kingdom. It's not just a romantic idea, it's a powerful vision for those immersed in Bible stories who seek deeper meaning in historical events. This promise of restoration brings hope to those who try to understand the eternal role of this region, seen not only as a stage of conflicts but as a place of redemption and fulfillment of ancient prophecies. To the prophets and figures of the Old Testament, Canaan always symbolized what is promised to the faithful, a glimpse of paradise. Amid promises of restored kingdoms of Israel and Judah, they foresaw this land becoming, at some point, the center of the divine kingdom where justice would finally prevail. For many, these promises remind us that current chaos is temporary, a necessary prelude to an era of peace that will surpass even the most intense conflicts we witness. But the promise goes beyond just a harmonious future. It's a call to live with hope, as if we already envision this promised peace. Those following Bible curiosities and end times prophecies feel a personal connection to this vision of a restored Canaan. Aren't we all invited to seek this peace in our daily lives, keeping a spirit of reconciliation and faith even when conflicts seem endless? The story of the curse of Canaan is one of the Bible curiosities that still intrigues scholars and believers. Originating in Noah's time, this curse was said to bring struggle and judgment to Canaan's descendants. Imagine the weight of such a prophecy, cast over entire generations, marking the region as a place of spiritual and moral conflict. In biblical narratives, this curse resonates throughout the Old Testament, underscoring why Canaan is seen as a land of trials. This curse is also viewed as an explanation for the continuous struggles that span centuries, as if each battle there was a reminder of divine judgment. Some leaders and biblical prophets in Israel regarded Canaan as a place where good and evil constantly opposed each other. Through this lens, each conflict and moral choice reverberates as a test of faith, not only for God's people but also for those distant from His principles. To those studying biblical prophecies and apocalypse and end times, the curse of Canaan almost seems like a prelude to the final conflicts yet to come. It's no wonder that many feel the fate of this region is intertwined with the designs of the Almighty. In a world where each choice might seem small, does this story not remind us of the impact of our actions and decisions? When it comes to the end times, many envision grand battles, and nothing compares to Armageddon, the ultimate clash between good and evil. Canaan, a land already marked by struggles and spiritual challenges, is frequently associated with this final battle, where heavenly and earthly forces will collide. For those following biblical prophecies and apocalypse accounts, this final battlefield carries spiritual and prophetic weight that spans generations and piques the curiosity of those seeking answers for the future. Armageddon is not just any war. For many, it represents the conflict between worldly kingdoms and the divine kingdom. In Bible studies and Bible stories of the New Testament, it emerges as a moment of decision, where everything prophesied becomes reality. Those who believe in Canaan's restoration see Armageddon not only as a physical battle but as a spiritual resolution, where all promises and curses align to fulfill God's greater purpose. It's a vision that lends meaning to the chaos and conflict still observed in the region today. For the reader exploring Bible curiosities and the anticipation of this final conflict, a question arises. What role do we each play in this plan? Just as Canaan serves as a stage for eternal struggle, each person faces daily spiritual battles in their own life. Could Armageddon also serve as a reminder of the need to choose sides and values, even in life's smallest conflicts? And now, knowing all of this, how do you apply this knowledge in your own life? Canaan, with its stories and prophecies, shows us that the true battlefield often lies within us. Ask yourself, what spiritual battles will you face? What values and choices are shaping your path? Just as Canaan is marked by conflicts and eternal promises, our lives, too, are marked by moments of decision. So, if you want to keep discovering secrets and profound truths from the Bible stories, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. That way, you'll always be connected to this journey of wisdom and faith. Ready to go even deeper?